We have the management of Dabur joining us on the show to talk to us about their numbers. Mohit Malhotra, the CEO, is with us. Mohit, hi, good to be speaking with you. I understand that the volume growth has been between 4 to 6%, whether you include or exclude Badshah. But going forward, do you believe that the worst of the volume issues are behind?
Yeah, so if you look at the business, I think we've posted best in industry, best in peer kind of a result, and our result has been driven by more volume growth, and the price increase has been in the range of around 1 or 2% for us only, and rest has all got lapped over. So volume-driven growth is something that we want to sustain going forward in the year also. So in the fourth quarter also, while we lap over Badshah, if you look at standalone India results also, our volume growth has been around 4% on back of a 5% growth. So 5% in standalone business is backed by 4% growth, and that is going to sustain going forward in the next quarter also. And Badshah business has also done well, and most of the growth in Badshah business will also come on back of volume growth itself, and less of price increase and more of volume growth.
How's rural growth shaping up? Any signs of early recovery?
Yeah, so what's happening in rural, if you look at the FMCG number, we've seen a YOY growth in rural happening from year before last. But if you look at sequentially, there is a rural slowdown a little bit because of the inflation happening in food basket. Because spices, fruits, vegetables inflation actually picked up, and CPI is around 5.7. So therefore, we see a little lag in rural. But I think year on year, rural is actually inching up. But for Dabur, it's completely contradictory. For us, rural has grown at 6% and urban has grown at around 3.7, 3.8%, cumulatively around 5% for us. And this is happening because of ahead of the curve rural initiatives that we put out there. We've increased our villages footprint from 100,000 villages to 117,000 villages now. Around 17,000 villages got added. We've added roughly around yodhas to an extent of around 8,000 yodhas in the quarter. So on back of these initiatives, our rural growth is actually belying the market growth of rural. And because rural is growing, that's why our volume growth is also showing up. We've curated a portfolio of rural customized product range, which is actually riding on the infrastructure that we've actually put in place. And that is the reason why rural growth is showing what it is. And we think these initiatives will continue for us. And Dabur is very salient in rural. Our salience in rural is higher than our peer salience in rural. And because you sell smaller packs in rural, the penetration moves up. And because the penetration moves up, eventually people buy premium products also. They upgrade from 50 ml to 100 ml to a 200 ml. Eventually, that's how the penetration picks up. So it's happened for us in oral care. It happens for us in hair oils, in shampoos, in home care. I think category after category, we've seen a rural pickup happen for us.
So that was about the rural pickup in specific segments. But overall, if I had to ask you the segment performance, let's say in the F&B vertical versus the health and personal care, any specific trends that you can talk to us about which are emerging now?
Yeah, so HPC is doing pretty well for us actually, and we've gained market shares across all the HPT subsegments, and we've grown ahead of the category growth rate in HPC. If you look at hair oils, we've registered 140 bips gain in our hair oil business with both coconut oil and also in perfumed oil. In shampoo also, we've gained a low single bip gain in shampoo market share. If you look at home care market share, our Odomos brand is kind of grown 100,000 bips gain in Odomos brand, 180 bips gain in our Odonil brand. Skincare portfolio got a little impacted due to winters being contracted, but cold cream got impacted. The other part of skincare has grown by around 7% for us. So across the board in HPC, we've seen ahead of the category growth rates for us, and we want to maintain this momentum in HPC. As far as the foods portfolio is concerned, the season is not very salient. It's the winter season. So in winter, the beverages don't do very well. The percentage contribution to beverage business is a little muted for us. But that said, base to base, our food business has kind of grown by around 7% growth in the beverage business has come. And food business, including Badshah, has also grown by around 22%, in which Badshah has grown by 33%, and our organic food business, which is homemade and culinary, has grown by around 5-6%.
Okay, Mohit, on that note, we'll let you go. Appreciate you joining us. But